Hello and very welcome back. Here I am again at the beach. I think it's more quiet and nice to be at the beach than in a restaurant. So I found the perfect spot here, and I will continue talking about the deck model. And today it will be about the evolution of the soul. And everything I'm saying here is like I take it from different theories, from a lot of teachings, theo, whatever, a lot of different theories. And my goal, I aim to try to give you an explanation of things that you can relate to make it more easy to grasp bigger perspectives that might be a little bit difficult. So, the development of the soul. First of all, we have the physical level, the physical body. Without the physical body, we can't have the experience that we have here on Earth. So that's something that we need to have to even start to develop the soul here. And the next level is what we call the sentient soul. And that is a low level, but again, even in the level of the sentient soul, you have a lot of different levels. So it's not like you go from one level and then you jump into the next one. It's like a lot of levels in every level. It's like the organic development. It's an organic process. And so even if you are in the sentient soul epoch or phase, you can be in different level in that level. And there are more levels, which I will talk about later, but today I will start with sentient soul level. And we can also say that there is a sentient epoch for humanity. And as in the other video, I told you that cannot be aware what is above you, but you can see what is beneath. And also here the sentient soul level will be the foundation for the other levels that we will reach later on. So again, the lower is not necessarily a bad level. It's a low level, but it's also the foundation to be able to create anything whatsoever. It's like the house. If you start with a chimney, the chimney doesn't really serve you because you need all the foundation level under. And what is this sentient soul level? It's it's your drive, your passion, your life force. It's about pleasure and pain, stimuli, reaction, quite primitive, basic emotional thinking. It's a lot about me, like the infant hasn't developed so far, so it's very much about me, my needs to survive, and in those levels within the sentient soul, we create more and more thinking, more and more thoughts. But the thoughts are from the perspective of survival, from the perspective of learning that fire burns. So if you put your finger in the fire once, you can think that that's not a good idea. I will not put the finger in the fire again. It's a lot about action, reaction, and it's very much that you react to the environment. You respond to what you can feel and see in your environment. It's not from inside out, which we will come to later on higher levels. But on this level, we are still on a quite primitive, childish level, and the thinking is also very basic. It's also about the material civilization. It's a lot about matter. It's still very important because you have all the basic needs, your basic survival instinct, your life force, the that you really thrive to survive, and all your real passion, the drive to do something, to create stuff, comes from this level of the soul. And it's just that only this is quite primitive. So we will like climb up higher and higher in the deck, and be able to think more and more in a bigger way from another perspective. And sooner or later we will get into the lower level of the intellectual soul level. So the higher you get, the more you get close to the intellectual phase of the spiritual evolution. And uh, sentient, of course, it's about sensations, about emotions, about feelings. So in different teaching, they can call this level also the feel level, when the soul learns about feelings, emotions, which of course is also very important when you go to the next level, that you learn to handle your emotions, to be aware of your emotions, and not when you go to the more intellectual plane, that you don't lose contact with emotions and the drive and the passion and this childish energy. But to be able to go to the next level, the task here is to really learn about strong emotions like fear and anger. And many people say that anger comes from fear. That if you scratch on anger, it normally springs out of fear. And to be aware of what you are afraid of, and to handle your anger. And anger is a very, very important video itself, I think. But to make it short, it ranged from being able to just say no, thank you. That's like putting a limit to say no, to use your power, to have your integrity, and then it ranged up to being furious, to being totally upset, and lose your ability to think at all. So the challenge on this level is really to be aware of anger, to handle anger, and to realize why you get upset, why emotions are coming inside you, and how to handle them and how to be aware of them. And even when we reach higher levels, we can always, in a situation when something that is difficult happens, something scary, something threatening, we can dip down again. So even if we have received a higher level, we can very easily drop down again, and like descend, and get stupid and get too upset, and we can still be a victim for our emotions. But the higher we get, the less dips we will have. The higher frequency we will be able to keep longer and more of. So yeah, this level is really about controlling your anger. So have a look at where you are in this. Are you controlling your emotions? Are you aware of them? How do you handle them? Are you like very primitive and just threw everything out on someone the first thing you do, or can you be a little bit more like being able to contain them inside you and only let out what you really need to let out? And do you still have this drive from a child there, from the sentient soul level? Is it still there, or have you lost it during the way to get more intellectual? So these are questions that we can ask ourselves on this level and about this level. And when humanity were on the epoch of this sentient soul level, there were no levels above. So then this was the only level that people could live on, because we haven't got to the higher epochs yet. And after the intellectual, we come to the conscious level, which we can more or less say that we are in now. But still, of course, there are people that still live on a very primitive level. Maybe they reach the intellectual and the conscious level sometimes, maybe very seldom. Some people are more in the conscious level, and sometimes they dip down. Some people can even reach above the conscious level, which I will talk about in another video. So this was all for now, and I hope to see you soon again. Bye bye.